everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Will the Dragon Whisperer with another video for the channel. Sorry guys, I haven't posted in a while. Been super busy. I've been trying to make sure I get lots of shorts up. YouTube's really pushing that right now, so you guys please check the short videos I have up on my channel. And also there's a lot of things that have transpired here at the reptile room. A few new animals, some issues with animals that had to be taken to the vet. So this video we're going to be doing kind of an update of everything that's been going on here at the room and all the new animals and the things that have transpired with the current animals. And I want to send big shout outs to Brandy and everybody who has helped with the channel, everybody who supported or donated. Thank you guys so much. I'm still trying to get the reptile room registered. It's involving some fish and wildlife, having to check some of the animals, make sure some of the species I have aren't banned in North Carolina. I may have to get rid of my brown anole because it is an invasive species, so I'm finding out right now that I may not be able to keep that in captivity in North Carolina. So going through that process right now, and it's taking a lot of time and energy, but hopefully that'll be taken care of soon and the reptile rescue will be officially registered and I can start doing some fundraising outside of just what the channel brings in, which right now, because we're not monetized, we haven't reached those numbers yet. So all I'm really getting is the donations that people have been grateful enough to donate, and I've been doing everything outside my pocket, which I have no problem with. You guys, please don't donate if you can't afford it, and I'm not asking for donations. It's something, if you guys want to do it, feel free to. I'm going to include my Cash App, but I am not soliciting or asking for donations. Everything here at the Reptile Room is going just fine. That is purely up to you guys. Always, always, always smash that like button when you get through watching the video. Ring that notification bell so you'll know when I post. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And once again, big thank you guys to everybody who continues to watch and support the channel. I hope you guys will enjoy this video and see what's been going on in the room. So let's get straight to it and let's get on the road.
Roads, where we're going, we don't need roads.
Okay, apologize for the glare, but this is Groot's tank that he is currently still in brumation, and I just wanted to show you guys that yeah, there he is. There is Groot, and he is, I do not want to disturb him right now, but now Groot is at the 6-month mark, and Groot is still brumating. He has water in his water bowl for the day he wakes up, and I'm working on his permanent enclosure, which will be in a later build. But at this point now, after 6 months, Groot is still brumating and has yet to come out. I've weighed him once every month, and he has lost 2 grams in 6 months. That's how slow his metabolism is right now. So hopefully Groot will wake up soon, but just wanted to update you guys that currently Groot is still asleep, and that is at the 6-month mark currently. Now, subscribers and previous viewers of the channel will recognize this girl as Clementine, and we're going to be getting her out of her tank here shortly, but I have changed Clementine's enclosure to she now has a loose substrate, and it is vet recommended. And also I've talked to Clint from Clint's Reptiles about the particular mix, and it does have play sand, which will not bind and impact. It can't like really form into clumps and hold its shape. It will always break back apart really easy because of its shape. It kind of has a rounded structure, so it can't really stick to itself, unlike sand you'd use for construction that has like a square shape. It's more made to bond. But this is Eco Earth, Reptisoil, potting soil, and sand in a mixture for her, and she's doing a lot better in it. She had developed some lesions on her paws from her claws rather, from trying to dig into her substrate, because she does have eggs right now. Even though they're infertile, she has developed a clutch of eggs, and so she needs a loose substrate so she can dig. And like I said, people are going to probably beat me up for sand and the loose substrate in the enclosure, but this is vet recommended. She's been on it for a couple weeks, and I'm going to show you the nail that she got infected from the digging and the lesions, and we're also going to have to give her an injection of antibiotics because of the way dragons systems work. Sometimes they have to have injections of medications. They can't take them orally all the time, so I am going to show you guys how to give your dragon an injection if needed. And this is the way the vet showed me. He actually physically demonstrated and went through the whole operation and procedure, so I'm going to demonstrate that for you guys a little later in the video. We're going to get her out, look at her nail, and give her that injection. But this is Clementine. I wanted to update you guys about what is going on with her at the current time. Now, I also wanted to give you guys an update on the skinks because they seem to be really popular on the channel. This is Loki, and as you can see, these guys are already becoming super friendly and wanting to come out and interact, and they're always willing to go right back in their enclosure. It's really cool. These guys are very personable and really crave interaction. But the emerald tree skinks closure is beautiful, and these guys are doing wonderful. For anyone who's missed the last couple of videos, this is one of the new additions to the reptile room. Thanks and large shout out to Cameron Lamb Exotics. You can find him on Facebook or Morph Market. And this is Achilles, Rhino Iguana, Cyclora cornuta. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but I tried. But I'm still working with this guy. He's pretty skittish right now. And he has eaten out of my hands a few times. He's eating really well, but we're still working on the interaction. It's okay, buddy. Hey, big guy. Hey, big guy. Yes, daddy. It's daddy. Give a little pets. Yeah, let daddy give you a few pets. Yeah, that's a good boy. But you got to work with these guys, because if you've ever seen pictures of them, and there he goes, when they get big and full grown, these guys are beasts. So I really got to work with him when he's a juvenile and make sure that he's socialized, so he's not a handful when he's a big guy. But that is Achilles. Now, this is a new little guy, and although I love monitor lizards, I never had planned to own a Savannah monitor. But a gentleman that works at a local pet store in my city, that they kind of deal with some higher end stuff. Even though these animals are extremely cheap, he got some hatchlings in, and he was going to raise them up for a couple months before he put them out for sale. But he had more than he thought he could handle. And so he gave me a really good deal on one of these guys, super young, so I have a chance to really work with it at a very early age, because these guys can be very aggressive and can be a handful, but they do tame down if you really work with them. And because I live in my reptile room and sleep in my reptile room, I'm hoping that the everyday interaction at the very young age that I've got this guy is going to help. But this is a Savannah monitor, and I do not have a name for him yet. He's only in a 10-gallon tank. I mean, this guy is tiny right now. He's like, here to scale, he's like smaller than my middle finger almost right now. So he's super tiny, but great personality, obviously a big feeding response. And he's already starting to let me handle him a little bit. I've been working with him every day for about the last week, and eating crickets and dubia roaches like a beast. And I'm going to post a short later of him eating a hornworm. But I don't have a name for this guy, so if anybody has a name suggestion, I usually always name my pets. It's kind of one of my things. I take a lot of time and thought on each individual name for each animal, and I try to involve their personality. But I'm going to let you guys, subscribers, or anybody watching the video that wants to offer up a name, put it in the comment section, and I'm going to choose the name for this guy from somebody's suggestion in the comments. So please, you guys, give me a suggestion in the comments for this beautiful, gorgeous Savannah monitor. And I don't know if it's a boy or girl, so but we'll go either way. And if it doesn't seem to fit in the future, we'll deal with that as the time comes. But please, suggestions for this little dude. I did want to very briefly show you guys this little bit of exciting stuff going on here at the reptile room. These two bottom eggs are some beautiful crested gecko eggs that are from San Centurion that are about the 75-day mark. They're big and plump, still nice and beautifully white, and should be hatching out some beautiful baby geckos any day now. And this is an egg my very first ever fertile egg from Aria. She has laid like 12 duds, and this is her very first fertile egg. She laid 2, but the other one was a dud. But it is a beautiful white fertile egg, and I'm super excited to be incubating the very first fertile egg I've ever gotten from Aria after a year of her breeding and producing eggs. So that's a little bit exciting. I'll keep you guys updated when one of them hatches. Now, one of the animals in the room that unfortunately had to go to see Dr. Crawford at the vet here recently, and as you guys can see, he's still just as incredibly beautiful as ever. Look at those blues and the greens and the reds and the oranges, and I'm pretty sure this guy's going to want to come. Hey, buddy, you want to come play with Daddy? Gandalf, you want to come out, buddy? No? But I will take him out here in a second because I want you guys to see Gandalf. For whatever reason, I've never changed his basking bulb or the temperature or the height it is away from his basking area, but he developed a pretty severe burn on his knee that's on the other side you can't see there. And I took him to the vet just to make sure that it was healing properly. And Dr. Crawford said this chameleon had one of the most amazing personalities he'd ever seen in all of his vet career, and that Gandalf was healing wonderfully. There he goes. This guy's amazing. And that the burn, well, he might have a little discoloration there, but it would heal perfectly fine, and there would be no long-term effects to Gandalf whatsoever. And he was amazingly healthy and interactive for his age and his size. If he'll let me get a shot, yeah, right there, you guys can see the burn as it's healing there on Gandalf's leg. He's not going to want to be very still, but there you go. You got that little burn there. He's climbing on the camera now. But Gandalf's healing great, and added some more foliage to his enclosure. And also, this thing is a really cool, it's actually a toothbrush holder I picked up from the dollar store, but it fits perfectly in his screening with the suction cups, and I can put super worms and dubia roaches in here. They can't climb up and out. It has little drain holes, so when his mister sprays, the water drains out and it doesn't drown the feeders. So this thing has worked really, really great. Just a little tip there, hack if anybody has chameleons or similar type enclosures, because unfortunately Gandalf's screen is too big. I can't really put feeders loose in his screen, so like he has a bowl back there on a little ledge with his dubia roaches in, and those feeder ledges that I put in have really come in handy. But that's the update on Gandalf and his burned kneecap, and but he's healing like a champ. Prognosis is great. There's my big pretty boy. There you can see that burn on his knee. But it's healing good. And he still loves to interact. His personality cannot be beat when it comes to chameleon. Alright, you guys, I wanted to do a little quick update. Now, I've heard of grow tents, and I've seen those, but this is actually, and I've shown this in some of my other videos, this is actually a tent for like a person to watch a sporting event. It has these little zip-down windows on the side, but it's completely waterproof, and this one provides an excellent home. I used to have an iguana in here that I rescued, but the iguana, Pandora, she has been rehomed. She was quite a handful, and I found somebody that had a lot of expertise in iguanas, that had the time and space, and really wanted to take her in. So Pandora has been rehomed, but to a really great, wonderful person that's taking great care of her, and I'll keep you guys posted in the future about Pandora. But this is the water dragon's enclosure now. I've moved Hanzo in here. She really loves the much bigger enclosure. The humidity's a lot easier to keep up in here. She doesn't rub her face on the plastic, so it's been a really good enclosure for her. And there's Hanzo looking beautiful as ever. She really enjoys the same little cat spot for a basking. This little cat stand has really worked out for a great basking spot for her, but she likes all her trees and foliage too. And then she has a big little water swimming hole back here that also has the heater on it to keep it a nice 82 warm and toasty for her when she wants to swim around and bathe in there. And she's got her food in her water bowl. But Hanzo's doing great after being moved into this much larger enclosure, and she is really adapting to it and made it her home, and she's really thriving in here. So that's a little update on Hanzo, the female Chinese water dragon. Now, for you guys who have been following the channel, this is one of the favorites of everybody. This is Ninja. She was one of the first bearded dragons I ever rescued, and she came from Ricky. Big shout out to Ricky, one of my first subscribers and still a big supporter of the channel. But this is Ninja, and I'm going to include a little clip of a video of Ninja when she was a lot younger, because Ninja was so tiny when I got her. There she goes, killing that hornworm. And if you guys could see her now, she had to undergo a tail amputation, but she is a beast. She has grown in leaps and bounds. She's put on 30 or 40 grams almost every month since I've had her. And the doctor had a really bad prognosis as far as her movement of her back legs and her ability to use these back legs, but she has no problem moving those back legs, and she actually will get up on them. She uses them to climb. There she goes, and she will use them to climb up on her log. I've added some things to her enclosure now. It used to be very bare because she would flip herself over on her back, but now Ninja climbs up and down on this log all the time. She's learned to do this little jump when she gets to the end so that she doesn't risk turning herself over when she gets near the bottom, and she is really thriving. She is put on a lot of weight. She is going to the bathroom on a pretty regular schedule. She's got a great appetite. She climbs right over there to her little bowl of vegetables and goes to town on them. She's got some fresh collard greens and mango and red pepper there. She hasn't made it over there today, but this girl is doing great. And like I said, I'm going to include a short clip for those of you who did not see her when I first got her and show you how small and pitiful this little girl was. And now she's doing amazing. And thank you, Ricky, once again so much for trusting me with her care. And that's Baby Ninja and her update. Okay, I'm sure we won't see them because it's daytime and I'm sure they're sleeping, but these are new small 12 by 12 by 18 enclosures that I put together for Blaze and Armani, two of my very small crested geckos that were in little grow out tubs, and now I have moved them into these larger enclosures for them to spend more of their time in and have more space and hopefully start putting on a little more weight. But I got these really cool logs with the hand. Now this one has the custom background with the substrate glued on the back. I really like how it came out. But this is Armani's new enclosure, and this is Sansanari's enclosure that I have added some more foliage to and kind of moved some stuff around in there, but those girls really love that enclosure. And this is the new tank for Blaze, one of my other little small baby crested geckos I've showed in my reptile tours, one of my future breeders, and he already had the background that came with this tank, but I found that same little log, and I think it looks cool with the little hand reaching out of the stuff there. But they've got the big cork logs, both of them, and plenty of foliage and places to hide. So that's Blaze's new enclosure that I put together. I want to show you guys those new enclosures for those two geckos that have moved out of the tubs and into their permanent grow out tanks on the shelf with the other two big girls.
Now this, you guys, is Stevie Ray and his eye infection. And when I first adopted Stevie Ray or rescued Stevie Ray, his previous owner told me he was completely blind, could not see at all. She was having a really difficult time getting him to eat. Stevie Ray was really, really skinny and underweight. He's put on a lot of weight since I've had him. He's still a little skinny, and his eyesight has been affected, but it ended up just being an eye infection. I took him to the vet, and they were able to diagnose him and also give him a vitamin A shot to help with that. But recently now the eye infection has returned. This is Stevie Ray's prescription eye drops. They put it in a syringe that has the needle broken off, so that it just has the soft little tip there. And basically I just have to put one drop, and he definitely does not really like the procedure, but he really does tolerate it. I think he knows it's helping him. But I just put one drop in each of Stevie Ray's eyes twice a day. But they are getting a lot better. He was starting to get some white crusting and kind of build up in his eyes, and I knew the infection was coming back. I guess it didn't completely get wiped out the first time, but Stevie Ray is doing great. He's thriving. He's putting on weight, and we have taken him back to the vet. His eyes are getting remedicated, and hopefully this time we will get rid of it for good. But just want to give you guys a brief little update there on Mr. Stevie Ray. He is a gorgeous bearded dragon. Now this beautiful girl is Clementine. I rescued her, and she is about 5 years old. She laid a clutch of eggs when she was around 3, as that's what her previous owner told me. And the vet has told me that she has eggs again. She has not been bred since I've had her the last year, so I know they're infertile. But she does have eggs. So like I said, she's been changed over to a looser substrate. But she actually had a ingrown claw. If you can see it right here, and it got infected. The vet had to lance it and remove a large part of her claw there. It's just starting to grow back through. But to risk that getting infected, we're having to give her antibiotics. And if she'll let me show you, she actually developed some lesions here on the front, on her front paws. You can see there. There's kind of, she's not going to let me show you and be still, but there you go. She developed some lesions there on her paws, but they are healing now. But we do have to give her an antibiotic an injection every 3 days. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that now. I have to keep these injections in the freezer. And like I said, Dr. Crawford went through the whole procedure with me, and I have to thaw these out 15 minutes prior to giving her the injection. And the very, very, very small needle. Now, those of you who are squeamish, I don't know what you would do in this situation, because she has to have this administered once every 3 days. So it's either me do it or I have to take her to the vet every 3 days. And I used to give my puppies and my dogs injections, so it's not a big deal to me. But they have a good bit of muscle right here, kind of in the shoulder area. And I try to rotate sides so that I'm not giving her in the same spot, and obviously not in the exact same spot. But basically, like any injection with any animal, you want to make sure that you have all the air squeezed out. As long as you have a drop or two, you don't want to inject air into anything like that. But you once you get that that little bit of air out, and you know you've got liquid, you're gonna just gently pierce into that muscle right there. She doesn't even move. She doesn't even mind. And we're going to give her that injection. Slide that out. Rub it over. But as you can see, Clementine doesn't even try to move. I really don't think that she really feels too much pain as far as that's involved. But we've got to get those antibiotics in her to make sure that she doesn't get any infections where she's healing there. Especially now that she's on that loose substrate. Good girl. We're going to be putting her back in her tank now. But that's an update on Clementine's recent issues and her prognosis and her treatment. Good girl, baby girl. Okay, you guys. Once again, this is Will the Dragon Whisperer. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Me and Hanzo are going to be signing off now. I want to send a big shout out again to Brandy and everybody who's helped support the channel by donating. I'm going to throw my Cash App. And you guys, if you can't afford to donate or don't want to donate, please don't. But anything you want to do will help the reptile room. None of it goes into my pocket. It all goes into helping me bring more animals, more content for the channel, and the care of the animals I have, like beautiful Hanzo here. So hope you guys will stay tuned to what I post in the future. Like always, smash that like button, ring that notification bell. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and please share the channel with anybody that you know through your own social media. Comment in the section below. I always respond to everybody who comments, and once again, I need a name for the Savannah Monitor. So please, any suggestions, I'm going to let that come from subscribers or viewers in the comment section below, so I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Thank you guys for watching. This is the Dragon Whisperer, and I'm out.